So this is a bit of a sad video. Normally when we make Injustice 2 content, we're excited and we're getting hyped about new content. But sadly, moving on to Injustice 2, we will be missing out on a few characters that were in Injustice 1 that will not be making the transition unless they show up as DLC. But I think it's pretty reasonable to assume that if they're not in the live version of the game, and they were in the previous version of the game, they wouldn't make us pay for that character. So I think all of these characters probably won't show up, but if they do show up in any form or capacity, I think it's most likely that they show up as, say, something like a premiere skin. So if there's any character on this list you really, really love, there's still a chance that they make it into the game. So here's the entire list. Ares, Batgirl, Deathstroke, Doomsday, Hawkgirl, Martian Manhunter, Killer Frost, Lex Luthor, Lobo, Nightwing, Raven, Scorpion, Shazam, Sinestro, Solomon Grundy, Zatanna, and Zod. I thought I'd do a bit of a cheeky top 5 list where I talk about my most missed characters from Injustice 1. If you have your own personal list, make sure you leave it down in the comment section below. I'd be very curious to find out what characters you guys missed the most, and let me know why. Personally, for me, my list is going to be made up completely based on the character, not the moveset they had in the game, because that could always be changed moving on into the second game. So in my number 5 spot is Killer Frost. The Caitlin Snow character is a character that I've grown to love mainly through the Flash TV show, but I've also seen her in quite a lot of other things, and whilst it's nice to have a character like Captain Cold in the game, it's also kind of sad to see Killer Frost go, because of her connection with Firestorm. In my number 4 slot, I have Zatanna. I've talked about this a little bit in some of my other videos, mainly my DLC video, but I'm a big fan of magical-based characters in the DC world. And obviously, despite not having Zatanna, we will have Dr. Fate, but it is kinda sad to see Zatanna go. Thematically, I think she's quite a cool character, and it would have been nice to see her interactions with some of the other members of the roster. Next up is Martian Manhunter. J'onn J'onzz is a character that I've really loved, and it's quite a shame for me recently because he has been getting quite a little bit of disrespect. He's not going to show up in Injustice 2. He's not currently scheduled for any of the DC movies unless they're trying to do some type of, sneaky little end credit scene or something. But as far as we're aware, he's not being used in the DC films. Really, the only love that Martian Manhunter's been getting is he's a side character on the Supergirl TV show. It's quite a shame because J'onn J'onzz is a very cool character. He's actually one of the more powerful members of the DC roster, especially one of the more powerful characters of the Justice League. My second last character, we're getting to the end of this list right now, and it's Lobo. I haven't really seen Lobo in a whole lot of things, to be honest. I saw him in the Injustice comics. Obviously, I saw him in the game. I think he's in Young Justice for a very short period of time. And that's really about it. But even through that very small sample size, Lobo is a character that I'm incredibly intrigued with. For me personally, don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed the Deadpool character, but for me personally, the character is slightly too comedic. Where I think Lobo is, for me personally, again, this is a completely subjective thing. You can't make this like an objective statement. For me, Lobo is just the right amount of comedy mixed with just the right amount of seriousness. I also feel like the Lobo character isn't trying to be funny. Like, we're kind of laughing at Lobo, not at his jokes, if that makes any sense. I guess my best example of this is in the Injustice 2 comics. Just because Harley Quinn said that he should look out for a challenge, Lobo walks up to Darkseid and puts out a cigar on Darkseid's forehead. I feel like you can go up to a general person who doesn't know a whole lot about the comics, somebody who only watches the movies and the TV shows, and tell them that about Lobo, they would immediately become a Lobo fan. Here it comes, boys. My number 1 pick, the character that I will miss most in Injustice 2, is Barbara Gordon. I love the Barbara Gordon character, and it's quite a shame that we're not going to see her in the game. We've already seen a few references to her. I believe in a dialogue between Black Canary and Blue Beetle. Black Canary says something along the lines of, "I can't believe you said no to Oracle." I'm sure there'll be a couple other references like that towards Barbara, or at least the Birds of Prey, but it is quite a shame to not have her as a playable character. Especially when it comes to this Injustice world, because Barbara Gordon was so loyal to Batman in the first series. The first series of comic books, to be clear. So that's going to be it for my list, guys. I just wanted to use this time here at the end of this video to thank you guys for all the support I've been getting on my videos recently. You guys have actually been killing it. You guys are crazy. Getting so much support recently for my Injustice 2 content. It's really quite a big deal to me. I'm so passionate about Injustice 2, and having this community to interact with is so cool. I didn't upload yesterday, I apologize for that. My power kept going out towards the end of the day, so I wasn't able to make a video, unfortunately. If you want more consistent updates about when I'm going to be posting, obviously I'm going to be posting every single single day that I can. But if an emergency situation, if an anomaly like yesterday comes up where my power keeps going out, I'll be able to update you on Twitter, and my Twitter's in the description of every single one of my videos, so that's a great way to keep up to date with what I'm doing. Anywho guys, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. I'm actually really curious to see what the community thinks. What are your guys' most missed characters in Injustice 2? Obviously from Injustice 1.